Hey, Jason here. Let's talk about change. Discomfort and growth and what nature can teach us about it. So when a lobster gets to a certain size, it needs to molt, I believe the correct term is, its shell. So that grows and grows and grows, and suddenly its carapace is no longer big enough. So it finds a quiet little spot to molt its shell. And it's incredibly vulnerable during that time. But it needs to do this risky thing, to grow a bigger one to grow into. Now, if this lobster doesn't do this, it dies. It continues to grow, but it becomes suffocated by the cage it has created. It is unable to move. It is no longer able to take care of itself. It dies. Now, what can nature teach us about us? So, the lobster's instinct to grow is based on its discomfort. So what does this tell us about us as humans? So it could be a bad relationship that every time we try and grow, they pull us back down. Because if we change, then it makes them look bad. It puts pressure on them to change. It could be friendships that are having similar effects, that are facilitating habits that we don't want anymore. It could be a job that's not giving us the opportunities to do what we actually want to do. See, these are all cues of discomfort that are dampening our ability to grow. Change. That is the cue for change. Now, if we don't answer that call, we kind of end up like the lobster. We suffocate and die, not in a physical sense, but almost a spiritual, emotional sense. We get depressed. We get hopeless. We feel like nothing's ever going to change and nothing's ever going to get better. And we learn to accept that.
Oh, she's pulling out.
And we're back. Like I decided to take a bit of a dip there. The point I'm trying to make here is if we're depressed and if we're feeling down, obviously there's a psychological element. Maybe, just maybe, change is required from you. But maybe you're not making that choice. And because you're not making that choice, you're starting to feel depressed. You're starting to feel hopeless. You're starting to feel that your circumstances are never going to change. Maybe the call for change is being asked of you. And maybe you're not answering it. So like the lobster, you are slowly but surely dying. Your hardened exterior, your shell. Maybe it's not so much your shell in the physical way, right? Maybe it's one of the soul that's demanding more growth from you. That's demanding a change. Because what's happening right now isn't how you're meant to live your life. Now the question is, what do you do with that? Do you rally forward? Do you look at your situation and be like, fucking right, this sucks. This job is consuming my soul. I'm wasting my life with this partner. They're just dragging me down, spending all my money, doing all these things. Oh, my friends, are they actually friends, or are we just doing bad habits together? And do I even want to do them habits anymore? Who do you want to be? Like in your idyllic mind, who do you want to be? Because whoever you want to be in your mind, that's the avenue of growth. That's your change. Your body's like dreams, right? You can interpret dreams in many different ways. It's your subconscious communicating to you. Just because you dream that you're falling doesn't mean necessarily you really, it's trying to say, oh, you don't fall. Maybe it's saying, I don't know, you're out of control in life or something like that. Your subconscious is communicating to you. Maybe your physiological things, your psychological things, and your dreams and everything else is just different ways. Your subconscious mind is trying to say, hey, motherfucker, you got to change some shit right now because this is sucking. Now, real simple. 2 questions for you to ponder. What kind of lobster are you? You one that's gonna die? You one that's gonna molt that shell and grow? Have a good weekend. See ya.